the city of the sun. You could have stayed, it's only over when the day is done. I never knew you was a runner, yeah. I mistook you for a son. It don't matter what we think when it's all over. 'Cause this is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah. This is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah.
Archie, is it fun?
Fun.
Fun.
After me. Ready? Happy?
Happy.
New?
New?
New.
Was wrong to say I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause in the story of our lives, the best of times through color glass, time moves on enough to let me move on past, but every little now and then it creeps on back to shape my smile.
All right, let's get some recording out of the way. I just did a recording regarding Haiti. I probably will edit this last because I'm gonna schedule it for like Wednesday or something like that. So I have some tweets to discuss with you. We're gonna put it on PYTE because it has to do with Meghan, the Bazaar Photoshoot, and some discussion regarding that. Let me go on PYTE. It will not be on this channel. All right, so we're on PYTE. This is the channel I'll be putting it on. Okay, so first tweet. All right, let me make sure. Okay, I did say I'm gonna leave it for the weekend. This is the weekend. It's raining. I've been up all night. All right, so this is the first tweet. Meghan Markle and Dior by Jonathan Anderson, Spring Summer 2026, on the cover of Harper Bazaar. Okay, some of these pictures I've shared with you on other videos. Oh, so that was the one on the runway. Looks like Meghan wear it much better. Let me see. Well, she's sitting. I would like to see her standing up. And I think, I'm not 100%, there was some tweet that I came across. It seems like she didn't put any makeup for that photo shoot. Okay, more pictures. There's that. Okay, they're coming here to show their stupidity. If you don't like her, why are they there? That's an ad. I love her in Dior and Givenchy. Love this cover. To me, it encapsulates strength and vulnerability. With love, Meghan. The model wore it better, much better. Okay. But there's something else that crossed my mind when I saw the model, but I didn't say it. Yes, Meghan on fire. Much more edgy with the black trouser. There's a loving eye. Who wore it better? Awesomeness. No thanks. Okay. Alright, so let's go to the next tweet. I was gonna say something, but never mind. I'm trying to keep my mouth shut. There's so many things that's going in my mind right now, and I don't want it to influence me. This tweet, actually, I skipped it in one of the videos that I did, and I felt like I need to share it with you, so I put it back on this list. Kris Jenner reposted Meghan's With Love Meghan trailer. Okay, there was another tweet where some squad is saying that I think it's making reference to her birthday party that she took down, and people were, the UK always blow things out of proportion. So this is pretty much showing you that she's still supporting Meghan. It's the UK who's making noise out of nothing. Let me pause this. Alright, saw that Kris loves Meghan and Meg loves her. That is some shade to the UK media. The Rangers are not well today, and I'm loving it. Okay, she tagged some people here. But the Rangers say she's upset the Kardashians. There's that. No one cares. Yes, you are, but you here. Alright, let's black it. Next tweet. And to tell you the truth, the squad are saying this kind of thing. It's because the UK is making fun out of nothing. Okay, they're blowing things out of proportion. So the squad sometimes, the one who have the time, they stood to their level. But when it's time to push back and fight, the squad remove their earrings, their shoes, they put their boxing glove on, they're going at it. All right, next tweet. One more video of Meghan behind the scenes of her Harper Bazaar photo shoot. All right, this one is 12 seconds. Do I have a lot? Okay, I have a lot of TikTok videos making reference to the photo shoot. Okay. Okay, so there's some music in the background. I'm gonna have to mute it a little bit. So he was there to make her laugh for the photo shoot. All right, isn't she lovely? All right, there's another one here, 14 seconds. Let me go into it so it could be bigger. That is so cute. There's that. So cute. My beautiful princess. She's okay. Yet, guess who's here watching and acting like a sandbox toddler? You idiot. Alright, so let's black. Okay. Let's black that one too. Next tweet. Now, I have several TikTok videos. Other squad is making reference to the photo shoot. Okay, let's stop. The snakes people across the pond are in agony as the wigs are getting longer and their layers of makeup grows heavier. There's the laugh here. Okay, it's 1 minute and 2 seconds.
In an era where wigs are getting longer and makeup is getting heavier across the pond, it is refreshing to see someone have zero to minimal makeup, as well as hair pulled back and not perfectly coiffed. In an era where marriages may not be doing well across the pond, it's interesting that she specifically says that Harry loves her boldly and fully. There are a lot of counterpoints here, if you want to see them, between the way that they behave across the pond and the way that they behave here in America. And I find it interesting. Every single thing has to be a comparison between this couple and that couple. And when we truly see both couples in action, I see one that is doing better than the other.
I told you, Meghan throws shades just like Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey, when she's doing an interview, and let's say the interviewer asks us a stupid question, sometimes she responds, she's smiling, but she's throwing shades left and right. Similar to Meghan, she does her thing too. She's throwing shades left and right whenever she can. I wish I had put the article first. I hope I have it on the list, because I was going through my likes that I've been liking since yesterday, because I didn't really do a video regarding the Bazaar photo shoot. Okay, we don't take credit for 0 to minimal makeup. All right, let's go to the next tweet. All right, oh, I put her twice, or did I put it? No. Let me pause, make sure I don't across the pond. What was the other one for? Did I put it twice? Oh, could be different. Okay, let me see. Okay, so it's 2 different squaddies who tweeted that, but different caption. Okay, so that's why I have it. I'm not gonna play it again. Okay, let's see if any squaddies respond to that. Okay, there's this here, across the pond. All right, we just heard her spoke. The difference is confidence, the full and complete acceptance of being mentally and emotionally secure with every facet of your being. It's the knowing you are who you are, you can't be anyone else. So be yourself and be comfortable in your own skin. I am. Okay, Meghan Markle, wigs are getting longer, sent me. Okay, wigs getting longer across the pond. Okay, the squad are saying the same thing and laughing about it. I also love her boldly and fully. She chose violence, and an era where one couple is doing charities and kissing babies versus another couple who's partying with the Kardashian. As a royal, man, please. Let me go look at, there's one picture where William is trying to kiss a baby and the baby is running away. Not running away, but moving her face like, don't kiss me. All right, so there's one of those images I'm gonna put where he's trying to kiss the baby and the baby, well, a toddler, moving her face. There's another one I have. And there's the other one. I'm gonna paste it. All right, there's some stuff that Harry's doing right now. Let me go look for it. Actually, before I put that picture, I need to put this. All right, let me put. All right, so this is the thing here. This probably gonna be a different video because there's Harry doing this here. All right, let me put that image, X, paste it here, and then put the link for that idiot. Okay, and I get to promote his work while I say all of this. All right, LOL, you are too funny. Harry is not helping his family, the royal family. It's because William kicked him out. Harry is doing his own thing with his wife. Check it out. Let's put a point down here. Oh, I could still, I was capable. Let's. All right, so that's that. Let's go to the next one. I spent too much time on this. Oh, and I need to black. They love to insert themselves on Harry and Meghan, but okay, so I went over these already. Let's go to the next tweet. I believe this is a TikTok video. All right. Oh, this is Martin. I agree with Martin that the royal family are and have always been threatened by Meghan Sussex. Why else will they continually send the UK media on the attack when it will be just as easy to ignore the supposedly irrelevant couple? I don't know what's wrong with them. They don't learn anything. They have their blueprint. Their blueprint remain as if it cannot be adjusted or fixed or do anything. They remain completely fixed on their stupidity. Okay, everybody sees that. They could just ignore and mind their own business. Nope, they refuse. All right, this one is 1 minute and 30 seconds. Martin, screenshot.
Morning friends, happy Friday. How the heck you doing? Hope you've got good stuff lined up for the weekend. And if you needed any proof, spoiler, we don't need any proof, that the Daily Mail is in the pocket of Kensington Palace and Buckingham Palace. This is it. This headline is crass and it's unfair. And it just shows how much the royal family, non-working taxpayer-funded royal family, are worried about a woman and her husband that left the UK 5 years ago. Bizarre as ever, Meghan's strangest moment yet, announced like royalty, called making jambry. That's not actually what she said, but this is the standard of journalism that we get in the UK. The British non-working taxpayer-funded royal family were threatened by Meghan the moment she landed. Beautiful businesswoman, already a millionaire, articulate and graceful. And obviously they knew that she would repair Harry. That was the biggest threat, right? Because she's repaired him. She's made him whole again. They were threatened by her the moment she landed.
Yeah.
They're still threatened by her now, being even more successful.
Let me clarify something with what Martin has said here. I'm not disagreeing with him, okay? But just a little asterisk to add to his commentary. I love the way he comments, similar to JTB. Each one of them have their own way of presenting their videos. But one thing I have to say here is that Harry, and Martin knows that, okay? Martin knows that. This is not to say he doesn't know. I'm fully aware Martin knows that. But for someone who might stumble on my video, Harry was a brilliant guy, and he is still brilliant. What happened is that the royal family suppressed his brilliance, make him feel like he's not worthy, or his ideas are, are trash. But what Meghan saw is like diamond in the rough, okay? Meghan saw the beauty, the beautiful mind of Harry, and she cherished it and make Harry be confident of his things. Okay, before Meghan came, Santa Bali, what was your Invictus? Okay, so these are the things that Meghan saw the beauty of Harry. Okay, but the royal family suppressed Harry's brilliance. Okay, if the royal family was in the business of being ethical, Harry alone would have made the royal family much more richer than whatever they have now. They are rich. They're probably in trillionaires, I don't know. But at least the money would have been more somewhat earned with respect. But the money that the royal family are having now, there's a bit asterisk next to it. It's not ethical. Okay? So to add to Martin thing, is that Harry was always brilliant, but Meghan refined it, similar to what he said, and make Harry feel more confident presenting his work and be free to express his ideas in a much, freer way. Let me move it back.
Travelers will be in New York for Climate Week, celebrating our 5th anniversary. Since we launched in 2019, we have brought together 11 of the world's biggest and often competing travel and technology brands to work together on bringing sustainable tourism to the mainstream. Today, we are a $3 trillion coalition, guided by our independent advisory group of world-renowned sustainability academics and experts. We're really looking forward to being in New York with our founder, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, to celebrate everything that we've achieved together so far and sharing our vision for what's to come next.
They're still threatened by her now, being even more successful when there's a massive ocean in between the UK and where Meghan lives. Off the scale ridiculous. As ever, my important? No. My opinion's not important. Yours is. Let me know what you think in the comments. Have a wonderful day.
Looks like I didn't even rewind it. Let me put it back like right here.
Millionaire, articulate,
Right
she
there.
landed. Beautiful, businesswoman, already a millionaire, articulate and graceful. And obviously they knew that she would repair Harry. That was the biggest threat, right? 'Cause she's repaired him. She's made him whole again. They were threatened by her the moment she landed. They're still threatened by her now, being even more successful when there's a massive ocean in between the UK and where Meghan lives. Off the scale ridiculous. As ever, my important? No. My opinion's not important. Yours is. Let me know what you think in the comments. Have a wonderful day.
I didn't want to pause it again, but the other thing that came to mind after I move it back is that when he said Meghan will repair Harry, you know what crossed my mind? Harry smoking, drinking, and all of that. And several other videos I have said, who was giving Harry the drugs? Okay, who was giving Harry the drugs to be in the state of how he was? Okay, since he's been with Meghan, I haven't seen one picture of him with a cigarette. But the UK was showing pictures of Harry with cigarettes, drinking, and look at him, all tumbling on the street and stuff like that. But you never see any of that from William. And one tweet, it was alleged that William smoked, so I don't know. But the UK was flashing all the negative images of Harry. So Meghan repair Harry. So I agree with Martin, okay? Oh, there's no comment. He could have elaborate more, but it crossed my mind. I thought I share it. Oh, I almost skipped it again. I already took the screenshot, the link, and I was gonna skip it. Next one. It's another TikTok video. All right, so this is the first time I'm coming across this young lady. For those who are new, I'm not on TikTok, but there are squaddies who are on TikTok who bring links of TikTok to Twitter. That's how I'm aware of some of these videos, okay? My timeline is eating down. There's that. Women who choose themselves always upset those who expect them to stay small. There's that. All right. 1 minute and 18 seconds screenshot.
Duchess Meghan just landed the cover of Harper's Bazaar, and sorry to all the haters, irrelevant women do not get global covers in 2025. A cover like this means you're interesting, you're influential, and you're still commanding global attention. Meghan keeps proving she's not going anywhere, much to the distress of the UK tabloids. The cover itself is stripped down, bare, almost "you'll take me as I am," but the editorial, absolutely stunning, gorgeous, and I love seeing Meghan in this era. It's polished, soft, controlled, luxurious. It's giving, I survived your noise, and now I choose peace and my angles. And the interview is the clearest picture of Duchess Meghan that we've seen in a while. She's choosing her project, she's putting up her boundaries, and she doesn't really care what you think about her. She's not reacting to the narrative anymore, she's creating it. And that's why the haters can't stand her. She left the institution, refused to play their game, and she's still getting major covers. She's still making major moves, and she's still cashing major checks. Women who choose themselves always upset those who expect them to stay small. The cover is a message, this era is a flex, and the relevance, well, that speaks for itself. I'm Michaela Ian, and that's The Culture Take.
Okay, so this is the first video of this young lady that I come across, okay? There's the the squad, the GIF. Yes, she survived that noise and is giving, now I choose peace and my angels love this. When she said that, phew, right? She's glowing, she's thriving, and like Cardi B says, she makes money moves. Formidable, she's eating it up, or she'll always choose herself. That Cardi B thing, I was reading a comment this morning, and one of the videos that I did either yesterday or the day before, where I got confused with Cardi B and what was the other one? What's the one who went to the UN? Is she Cardi B? I'm confused with these two, but anyway, that's my perfect example. I'm still confused with them. Next tweet, and the squaddy said that's like a big sin. She was joking when I read the comment. Like it's a sin not to know the difference. I don't listen to them. All right, let me leave that topic alone before I twist myself in a pretzel. Next tweet. All this time I thought the restriction not use the HRH is relation to commercial had to do with Harry and Meghan trademarking their name like pretty much all other royals. It must have really chapped their hides to see her HRH on those books, magazine, they to put a stop to it. This is the thing. If they weren't being so petty, actually, they gave Meghan a huge favor. Not only to kick her out, to kick Harry and her out, and to not use their name. So it gives Meghan and Harry full control of their names. Okay, whatever, like Archwell, for instance. If, for instance, they didn't say for them not to use the Sussexes or something like that, guess what? That thing would have been Sussex. Okay? And then if they come out crying, oh, you're using our name, maybe the royal family will have a foundation for their complaint, but they're not even using any of the things that they give them. If people calling them Duchess of Sussex, hey, it's not Harry and Meghan who's calling themselves that. But anyway, let's listen to that. They give them a huge favor for strip them, for them not to use it. But let's listen. Let's see if I can see it. Right shoe, but very media outlet. Okay, I guess it's every. Right shoe, but every media outlet and promos for sure or anything that she has done uses Meghan Markle. All right, so let's listen.
Excuse the hair, it's Friday and I have officially given up. So I cannot do a video response to your comment, so I'm going to tag you. So you said, right, sure, but every media outlet and promos for show or anything that she's done uses Meghan Markle. And you would be wrong. Since she's married her husband, Prince Harry, she has either gone by Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex or Meghan the Duchess of Sussex or simply Meghan when promoting her projects. Let's take a look. When she guest edited British Vogue, see, it says guest edited by Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex. That's Meghan. And she had her Together cookbook. The foreword was by who? Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex.
At that time, those two things, the cookbook and what was the other one she showed? The cookbook and the other one, the Vogue. Okay, she was a working royal. She was in the UK. But if it's somebody else's work is using Her Royal Highness or Duke or Duchess of Sussex, it's not her fault. She is Duchess of Sussex. But if the other person wants to call her that, it's not her fault for them to call her that. It's not her who's using it on her own. Maybe I'm mistaken or I'm putting myself on a pretzel. Let's start all over.
Excuse the hair, it's Friday and I have officially given up. So I cannot do a video response to your comment, so I'm going to tag you. So you said, right, sure, but every media outlet and promos for show or anything that she's done uses Meghan Markle. And you would be wrong. Since she's married her husband, Prince Harry, she has either gone by Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex or Meghan the Duchess of Sussex or simply Meghan when promoting her projects. Let's take a look. When she guest edited British Vogue, see, it says guest edited by Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex.
She was
That's
in the
Meghan.
UK.
And she had her Together cookbook. The foreword was by who? Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex.
She was in the
this
UK.
took place after they stepped down as being working members of the British royal family. But Elephant, narrated by who? Meghan the Duchess of Sussex.
She
When
then used
wrote her children's book, The Bet.
Okay, the elephant, she then used HRH. Okay, there's that cut out line where she switched. Okay.
By who? Meghan the Duchess of Sussex. Her Netflix show, With Love, Meghan. And let's talk about authenticity, because in the comments when you and I were going back and forth, the main point that creator was trying to drive home was the fact that she feels like Meghan Sussex has an issue with authenticity and the fact that she's not authentic. Is it that she's inauthentic, or is it the fact that you guys bought what the British media was selling? You guys bought into them for nearly a decade now, saying that she's fake, a phony, she's cold, she's shrewd, she's a narcissist, she's evil, she's a destroyer, all these things. And since she's not running around town behaving in this manner, you guys feel duped. And since you feel duped, you feel like she's not being herself. Just say the quiet part out loud. Just say that you want her to act like a bitch.
It cut short. But no matter how they Duchess of Sussex, she is still HRH, but they chose not to use it, or they make the agreement with the royal family not to use the HRH. Even if she call herself Meghan, Meghan Duchess of Sussex, all those, it is her. It is still her. But whatever. Oh, there's no comment. Let's go to the next tweet. I don't know if this is a TikTok video or... Let's see here. Okay. Queen Elizabeth reigned for 70 years, but they don't even remember her because they're too busy talking about a woman who lived in the UK for only 18 months. HRH Princess Meghan. Alright, there's this. They didn't even remember her reign during her funeral. All they were talking about was her, Meghan Duchess of Sussex. Let's see here. Okay, you people all said the late queen did more. Let me pause and respond to that. There's one of the videos I'll be putting on that other tweet. All right, Queen Elizabeth II death in 2022. Angela Levine threw another tantrum when the toxic lies she was spinning about Meghan were challenged by a fellow dementor. Remember that Angela's own mother called her the devil in mother's nose. Let's listen to this.
You know, you say what you think, but what are the thoughts based on is the question, isn't it?
My brother didn't attack me. If you want to attack me, you shouldn't invite me on. Because
I don't think I'm attacking you. I'm just asking you.
No, you're not just asking me. You've got an agenda there to attack me. And so I think...
I certainly haven't. I've got no agenda at all. No agenda at all, but I certainly am aware that people feel that. For example, we were talking at the beginning of the programme about comments made about Meghan, weren't we? And it was being said that she had said that she wouldn't go on the Wolf Battle, that she would only go if she was followed by Netflix cameras, this kind of thing. And that was false. It was completely false. And it's been suggested that you were one of the people tweeting that, and apparently there's no factual evidence for that at all. I mean, if you're going to tell me that there is, that's fine.
I don't have to tell anything. And I don't really think I want to be invited on to this programme and then to be treated in this manner. So
well, I hope you haven't felt that I've treated you discourteously. I was only wondering whether you might have felt that Meghan might deserve, I don't know, more compassion and maybe a more maybe a more sort of forgiving reception, possibly. That's all I was asking you. Anyway, I'm very grateful for you coming on the programme, and thank you very much indeed. That is Angela Levin, and she is the biographer of Prince Harry and also of the Queen Consort. Coming up, we'll be asking Royal Correspondent...
All right, so let me pause and look for... I already put... There's the link here. Let me look for another one, since I have more character I could put. Okay, I just put this tweet here. This was actually on the year that she died. Queen Elizabeth II dies at 96. Clouded cream critics are already bigotedly blaming Meghan Markle. Alright, so there's that as well. There's so many. Let me see if I find another one. Okay, let me pause and listen to this. Alright, September 8, 2022. Let me see. Alright, so there's this tweet as well. I'm gonna put... Some UK media seems to be working hard to create a narrative that only Prince Harry was unable to make it to the Queen's bedside on time. The Prime Minister was informed of Queen Elizabeth II's death around 4:30 p.m. Prince William drove a family in at 5:05 p.m. Keep giving Harry reason to hate you. All right, so these are the things. There's a screenshot of all of these people. All they were talking about is either Harry or Meghan. Okay, Prince William, there's Omid Scobie. I haven't heard much about Omid. Well, yeah, the other day someone tagged Omid Scobie and he responded, and I think I shared it with you. But anyway, let me leave this alone. Okay, so there's all of this. Let me black this one. I didn't want this to be about other things, but the Harper Bazaar thing. Okay, where was I? I don't want to skip anything. Okay. I had to pause and make sure I didn't skip anything. Next tweet. There's this one, a TikTok video. This one is long. Meghan's power is irrevocable. They can squeal and mourn all they want. That is Meghan's name and title. She got her title after marrying Prince Harry. For the dum-dums and the back, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. So are they making noise about that? Well, okay. I should have known. I'm not following the other ones, but the squad are sharing these tweets, and that's what I see coming on my timeline. They're trying to distract people from the Harper Bazaar spread, the article, and things like that. Okay, they don't want people to talk about that particular article. All right.
Bazaar article about Princess Meghan, I realized something, that she is between two worlds. So I know the trolls, other people are going to get really upset when obviously the place she and Prince Harry were staying in New York had a butler who introduces people. So they introduced her as the Duchess of Sussex to her guest who had arrived.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that. Okay, so I'm learning. I've been very busy. There's a business I'm putting together, so I've been very busy. Okay, so I didn't know about that. I'm learning as I'm making this video.
People are going to be so upset with that, but I loved that part. People want so badly for her to not be a part of the royal family and a part of the aristocracy. But the truth is that she is. She just is. She's a part of the aristocracy and she's a part of the royal family.
And the other thing as well, I spoke about it in one of my videos. Harry and Meghan have proved, okay, their authenticity. They are the pinnacle of, what was the word that I used in the video? Where if Harry or Meghan mention you on, let's say, on a business thing or something, prestige, I think that was the term that I used, prestige. Okay. Anybody who's doing something would love to get Meghan to say something about their business, especially in a positive way. Okay, Meghan is always positive anyway. If you're doing something stupid, most likely she will not mention you. But the thing is that most people want to be next to Harry and Meghan. You know how they demonstrate their prestigeness? They don't just go to the media and talk and don't prove themselves. They go to the court, okay? A lot of people are afraid of the court, but they go to the court to show themselves. Even when people call them to court, okay, they prove themselves. All right? So this is the prestige of Harry and Meghan. Everybody who wants some sort of their name to be somewhat mentioned by Harry and Meghan, they want to be associated with Harry and Meghan. It's not the other way around anymore. All right? But let's continue.
And to be in both worlds where, oh yeah, no, obviously I'm a normal person and you can call me Meg or Megan or what have you, but I'm also part of this other world where, yes, right. I still am the Duchess of Sussex.
That's right.
That is who I am now.
Even when she was in the UK, I remember, what was that? She was wearing a purple dress. She went on stage and this lady was bending the knee. She was like, no, stand up, and she hugged the lady. She didn't take this, however those idiots are taking that aristocracy class system the way Meghan and Harry is taking it. Okay? But anyway, I agree with this lady. Let's continue.
I married this prince. My children are prince and princesses, and there's a certain way in which aristocracy moves. And yes, I am the Duchess of Sussex. Own that. People are upset that she is owning that she is married to Prince Harry, who is a part of the British royal family and makes her a part of the British royal family. Right. I think they want her to disconnect that part, as if her children aren't in line to the throne and as if her husband is not in line to the throne. It is now a part of her identity.
That's right.
Because she married this person and her kids. This is now part of their identity. They are in the royal family. Regardless if they, remove princess titles, regardless if they remove all the titles, they are still a part of the royal family, including Meghan. And people want her to disassociate from that and to say she's just this, well, no, she isn't. Same way the complaints came in about the BBC using Kate Middleton's name. No, she's going to be the future queen.
Who give a shit?
She's a part of the royal family.
I must say, the squad made fun of it. Oh my God. I took screenshot of it, put it on my community board on Happy Team Sussex, where the squad was saying, well, she is Kate Middleton. This is her birth name and things like that. Why are you calling the BBC to make the correction of her own name? But hey, the squad went with it. Let's continue.
And those people want her to be able to relish in that, and they want to honor that. But when it comes to Meghan, they want her to disassociate herself from that, which she never can. And so her deciding to rise up and say, yes, this is who I am, is making them upset. And I partly love that. I love that because she is the Duchess of Sussex. And I bet, this is my opinion, but I bet Prince Harry told her, hey, this is a part of who you are now.
That's right.
You're a part of the royal family. Walk in that. Yeah.
Yes and no. I don't think Harry really take this kind of thing the way the derangers take it. Okay? But, and I think he addressed it in his engagement, where he said he spoke to Meghan and said he had to be very frank with her. This is something he took very seriously.
Yeah. But do you have that sense of responsibility, Prince Harry, for what you're asking Meghan to do?
Of course, that sense of responsibility was essentially from day one, or maybe a couple of months in, when I suddenly realised actually this is, you know, I know that I'm in love with this girl, and I hope that she's in love with me. But we still had to sit down on the sofa, and I still had to have some pretty, you know, frank conversations with her to say that, you know, what you're letting yourself in for is, it's a big deal, and it's you know, it's not easy for anybody. But I know that, you know, at the end of the day, she chooses me and I choose her, and therefore, you know, whatever we have to tackle together or individually will always be us together as a team. So I think she's capable.
So
of,
nicely said, isn't it?
I don't know. But she's capable of anything. And together, as I said, there's a hell of a lot of stuff and work that needs doing. At the moment, for us, it's going to be making sure that our relationship is always put first. But no, look, both of us have passions for wanting to make change for good, and you know, with lots of young people running around the Commonwealth, that's where we're going to spend most of our time, hopefully.
And it was really one of the first things we connected on. It was one of the first things we started talking about when we met, was just the different things that we wanted to do in the world and how passionate we were about seeing change. I think that was, that's what got date 2 in the books, probably.
Plenty to talk about.
But now the royal family kick him out. Yeah, I'll put the part where he said it. In a way, I agree with her. In a way, I disagree. The way, and when it comes to royal duty, Harry took it as that. And he probably told Meghan about that, especially when all of them were on stage. Okay, I spoke about it not too long ago, where Meghan says she doesn't mind being in the background and just, like, you know, to maximize her potential.
Touched on it before. You have, it's well known, you've championed the empowerment of women and young girls and promoting their self-worth. How do you hope to continue that work with the Royal Foundation?
Yes, I mean, I think that knowing that I've just been here for 3 months, right? And in that amount of time, but with that said, for me, it's very important to, once you hit the ground running, even if you're doing it quietly behind the scenes, which is what I've focused my energy on thus far, is meeting with the right people, meeting with the right organizations behind the scenes quietly, learning as much as I can so that I can maximize the opportunity we have here to really make an impact.
And I even mentioned, Harry probably did mention to Meghan the hierarchy, okay, of the royal family. So Meghan, who don't really care too much about it, as long the people they are helping get the help that they need, I think this is what Harry and Meghan really care about. So in a way, I would say yes and no. When it comes to the royal duty, Harry spoke to Meghan about it. But the way, and I don't think Harry really take it as that huge kind of thing, the way the derangers are taking it, I don't know if I'm making sense. For Harry, he grew up in it. For him, it's like all of us, the way we grew up in our family. It's just another day. It's just this. But the business, the work aspect of the royal family, Harry took it as that. And he took it very seriously. But to make a big deal out of it, no. Okay, he wanted someone to see him as Harry and when he's hanging out and things like that. But anyway, this could be very confusing, but I understand her and I agree with her. The differentiation is similar to when he did that interview. I'll put the video in a few, where he said there's that differentiation between private and public.
Chance my arm with a cheeky question. A bit like your mother, you are pursued every minute of every day by lots of people trying to take photographs, videoing, recording what you're saying, pushing. How can you possibly have a private life?
Cheeky question. You're right, that is a cheeky question. But Andrew, to be honest with you, sadly, that line between public and private life is almost non-existent anymore, and we will continue to do our best to ensure that there is the line. You know, we are completely aware that we're in a very privileged position, and I will spend the rest of my life, you know, earning that privilege and trying to bring a spotlight onto things and causes that really matter to me, and I hopefully matter to a lot of other people as well. Everyone has a right to their privacy, and you know, a lot of the members of the public get it, but sadly in some areas there is this sort of incessant need to find out every little bit of detail about what goes on behind the scenes. It's unnecessary. You know, I hope that people get to see me here in this Invictus role, you know, cracking on with the guys and mucking in and having a good time with them. And this is half my official role, but half my private role. This is what I enjoy doing, but the private life has to be private, and I hope people respect that.
For the public, okay, he is all royal. When he was a working royal, he is all royal. He's doing the thing. You follow the royal protocol and all of that. And private, I don't think he cares. Maybe this is the best way I could explain it. I don't think he cares if he's royal or not. Okay, but in a way, I agree with her. Let me move it back. I talk too much.
Her deciding to rise up and say, yes, this is who I am, is making them upset. And I partly love that. I love that because she is the Duchess of Sussex. And I bet, this is my opinion, but I bet Prince Harry told her, hey, this is a part of who you are now. Mm-hmm. You're a part of the royal family. Walk in that. You know, yeah, they're regular people, but she is now walking in two worlds.
Yeah.
Where she's Meg and Meghan, but she's also the Duchess of Sussex. And that's just what it is. After reading the Harper's Bazaar article about Princess Meghan, I realized something that
okay, it's I didn't read the article, but I think I shared it. I think I did. One thing that came to mind when I was listening to her after I rewinded a little bit, not that Meghan and Harry are not working royal. That thing about being royal, I don't think they care too much about it. Right now, I think they just being Harry and Meghan kind of thing. But when they're doing their engagement, you see, for instance, perfect example, when Meghan went to Paris during the fashion week, you see how she carried herself and things like that. She represents the extension of Harry, okay? And herself too. Don't get me wrong. Please don't come after me, okay? That's the extension of Harry, making herself look very confident and business-minded, this kind of thing. But anyway, let's leave that alone. Let's see some of the comment. I agree. Yeah, she is not. Okay. I don't have time to listen to that. Why would you keep the reminder of the very institution that made you want to unalive yourself? That was so racist, you had to leave. Okay, is the title not racist? Why would you name your daughter after the head of the racist family? Make it make sense. All right. People might have different ideas with that. This is probably a deranger, but whatever. And this is something that I think I brought it up in some videos. To us, okay, the public, to the rest of the world where the UK have colonized, it's completely different from Harry, okay? Harry, when it comes to his grandmother, all right? That's his grandmother. Just like you see your mother, your great-grandmother, you know, your grandmother and so forth, so on. And I think Meghan had addressed that as well, where she was talking about the Queen, where she reminded her of her grandmother herself. Okay, the human side of it. This is the thing the UK did not, well, not the UK, the royal family did not see. They did not see that. Harry and Meghan were making them, the royal family, seem human. They were normalizing, humanized, that's the word, humanizing them to the rest of the world. Okay? Harry and Meghan were humanizing the institution, but the institution said no and want the rest of the world to continue to see them just like this comment says. That's the big mistake that they made. Harry and Meghan were humanizing them, but the institution rejected that. All right? So we cannot blame Harry and Meghan for what the institution have done to the rest of the world. Okay, the same way when I talk about politics in the US, where I say those MAGA people or young white men who saying, oh, don't blame me for what my great-grandparents did to African American and all that. And I said, okay, fine. Right now in our time, you are being tested with the environment that Trump has put the country into. Are you gonna stand with Trump to continue the BS that he's doing? Or are you gonna stand and say, I don't want to be part of it, and speak against it? This is your time where you have to speak against it. Otherwise, once the world switched, there's going to be a switch. Nothing lasts forever. Okay? Now, there's a blueprint here. You, at your time, did you stand for what was right? Did you stand for ethic? So when we're moving on, you have no choice anymore. You have no, not choice, you have no a reason or no one to blame but yourself, because when we're saying during that time when ICE were going and doing all those nonsense to people, the African American, the Hispanics, where were you? Did you stand for justice? Okay, so now in our time, young people, young white people, female or male, okay, have the obligation to make it right. This is the same with Harry. Harry used his time and said, I'm not going to stand with that robotic kind of mentality that the institution is. Harry drew the line and he changed his periphery of his children. Okay? All right, so let's move on. This is the parallel I kept on seeing with the Harry and Meghan, along with what's happening in political aspect as well. This, what I just mentioned here, fits perfectly. All right, next tweet. What I mean by that is, Harry and Meghan, especially Harry, draw the line and say, I'm not going to continue with the same barbaric of the institution. The same thing, young white men and women in the United States have the obligation. Do you want to continue the same barbaric mindset of your parents or great-grandparents? This is your time where you have to draw the line and say, I'm not part of it. The 2024 election was a perfect time to say, I don't want to be part of it. But many of them join in the Charlie Kirk type of mindset. So this is the time you have to put it on your and record, your record, and said, I didn't agree with Trump. All right, but anyway, next tweet.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
We ask for forgiveness and please come back.
may speak personally, we are all in this together. Because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.